Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I scalp indices. We are going to be working with the S&P 500, and we're going to go back to a couple of weeks ago when we had a variety of things. We had some consolidation, we had some low volatility, and some high volatility, all within a period of a few hours. And I just want to share with you how I would trade those situations using a suite of indicators that I really like. Some of them are free and some of them you have to pay for, but even the ones you have to pay for, if you wanted to, you could probably manipulate them in such a way or use other ones that are similar to get the same result. The key is to understand how the market moves, but more importantly, why the market moves the way that it moves. We are not going to be trading things like support and resistance levels, trend lines. They come into play a little bit, but not overly much. We are literally just trading the trend. Whatever the trend is going, whatever trend is happening, we're going to try to hit it. So, and we've got the indicators to help us know that we are still in a trend or that we've entered a trend. So, we're going to go back to September 22nd, not too long ago. Actually, it was the September 22nd London time. So I apologize. I have really bad ADD, so I'm not good at selling things. I'm pretty good at teaching people things. So we're gonna run with that. For the first probably a good hour or so after the session break, we see a lot of consolidation. So we're just gonna kind of go through that first before we talk about these indicators and what's actually working. So yeah, we definitely have consolidation happening here. Not a lot of action. Volatility is really low. And so we wait. I usually like to wait until we actually exit a consolidation area. So as you can see here, we've got consolidation starting here. And it goes on for a while. And my rule is to know whether or not you're out of consolidation, the price has to close outside of your zone. So this one here, that did not close outside of the zone. It closed at 3286.3. This is 3285. No, so actually it did close out. But is that true? Because we have here 3286.1, 3286.1. Let's make it 1. Okay, so yeah, it closed outside of there, but the volatility was really low. So I wouldn't have considered that an actual closing outside of the consolidation, because we need to see some volatility. So it has to close, and we have volatility outside of that trade range. Okay, so here we've got volatility is up. We actually have an exit. Yep, so now we can look for a trade opportunity. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a nice, clean, like this one here. The volatility was just really low. So now we're looking for another trade opportunity. And before we get to that, let me talk to you about the tools that I'm using. This is my own little personal algorithm that I've built, and it helps me identify where these trends are. The first thing this is a premium script here. This is called the Lux Algo. These guys are snipers. They know what they're doing. Very good tool. Very helpful. It has transformed my trading significantly. Not so much that I'm winning more, I'm losing less. And that's the important thing. So these are the settings that I use. This is the style that I have, and what I do is that I actually color the lower band of the equalizer. That is the leading edge that I want to use as an entry point. Then I've got the smooth moving average here, and this is set to 6. And then I've got the volatility tool. Actually, let's talk about the histogram first. So this histogram, believe it or not, I just found this out. The creator of Lux, years and years ago, built the absolute strength histogram. Now, I don't use it as a histogram like this. This doesn't actually give me any information that I need. I want to know the plots. So I set those plots up, and these are my inputs. You know, pause the video, take a screenshot, whatever you got to do. And then I use the ATR set to 14. That's what I use to help me with money management. And then I've got the volatility indicator. These are my settings for that. Again, from the Lux. Very, very helpful in making sure that we have enough volatility to warrant entering the market. And then an oscillator. This, I don't use it so much as a, like, oh yeah, this is my entry. I just use this as kind of like a gauge of how long has a trend been. If the trend is rather old, I'm not gonna enter the market. I'm gonna wait. So here we go. Let's see what happens. We are looking for the price action to close beyond the green line. That's my rule. That's my entry point. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see. When is it going to happen? We still have a little bit of action happening. Yes, that could have been an opportunity. Maybe. Let's see. No, I wouldn't have taken that. Even if I had the even if I was outside of my consolidation, I would not have taken that because it just I wouldn't have, because I didn't have strength in the bears yet, or bulls yet. I only had strength in the bears at that time. Continuing, let's go on. I apologize. I think to myself, this video is going to be awesome, and I recognize, my brain is kind of boring sometimes. I get really caught up in the details. What we're looking for. There we go. Let's go back. And scroll over there. So we're looking for the cross. There it is. So we've crossed. Now, because we've crossed the green line, there are a few things that I got to talk to you about. Leading up to that time, I'm playing in my mind, what would happen if, okay? Do I have the indicators in place for me to enter the trade? Because when you're working with a 1 minute chart, you don't have time to do, look at everything. So it's kind of like if you're playing left field in baseball and the ball gets hit to you, there's a runner on second and the ball gets hit to you. Do you know what you're going to do because there's a runner on second? Because there's a runner on second, you should know what you're going to do before the ball is even hit if it comes to you. It's kind of the same idea here. You want to know what you're going to do if that crosses the line. So leading up to that point, I can see, okay, I've got some strength in the bulls, but now I've got some strength in the bears. If it crosses the line, I've got my volatility. It's bouncing around. But if my volatility is high enough, my oscillator just did a switch back. If it crosses, I just need to see that the bulls have lost their strength. And sure enough, they did. And so I would have entered this trade. Now, what would have I done? I would have entered the trade, and the next thing that I do, remember the ATR is for money management. So the ATR is set at 1. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to 20 ticks because that's 2 times my ATR. I give myself enough room. So now we move on. There we go. So I would have taken profit. Now, pause for a second. I would have taken 2 trades. I sometimes take 3, and they're all the same. According to money management, I just take as many as I can that I will not lose more than 2%, sometimes 3%, depending on the day. You know what? Let's go with 3% today. So let's mark down some P&Ls here. So we just grabbed 2 pips on this trade with my first trade that I opened. I'm going to pretend like we're taking 2 trades at 3%. So I just took my first bit. So that is a 1.5% increase at the moment. And we get to continue because the price action did continue. Now, we might have actually stopped out because my second trade, I'm actually making it a trailing stop of 2 times my ATR. So yes, there it is. I would have stopped out. It it would have stopped out. So I would have had a total of 4.2. So that's an additional 2.2, which is another 1.6%. So now we move on. As you can see, we probably could have stayed in the trade. Now this is where I'll talk about a third trade. If I'm taking a third trade, I'm going to hold on to that third trade until I cross my moving average. Right there, for instance. All right, oh, we just about crossed the green line. Here we go. There's a cross of the green line. We've got it going up. But look at this. So here's a great example. The trade opportunity is there. We crossed the green line. But we take a look. ATR, the strength is showing that the bulls have actually lost strength. Even though we're on our way up, the bulls have lost their strength. And my oscillator is also a little bit old. Excuse me, hiccups. So I would not have entered. I would have left that. I would have left this one alone. Now I might have lost the opportunity. That there might have been some chance for profit. Well, now we've got a reversal already. Okay, so here we go. We've crossed the green line. We've also crossed the smooth moving average. I know we've tied with it. That closes right on top of the smooth moving average. But we've got strength now just appearing in the bears. And the oscillator has just started to pinch off. So that is going to be something that I enter. So I'm going in. Take a look at my ATR. It's 1.1. That means I'm going to go 22 ticks. And let's see where this takes us. Boom. Took profit right away within the first minute. And we'll see how long it lasts. Okay, so we would have had our trailing stop take profit somewhere in this area. Let's just see. So there's my take as a 3.7 down to 1.5. So yeah. Yep, so that is exactly what would have happened. So I got a 2.0 for the 1.5% take profit, and then 1.7 pips, which is just shy again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, so 1.2%. That's where I got my 1.2 from. So there we go. Now we move onwards. Okay, so is this a continuation? Let's check this out. We've crossed now, we're already in a downward trend. And we've crossed the smooth moving average a second time. Now I take a look at my indicators and I just want to make sure that I still have strength in the bears. As we can see, the bears are tied at the moment, but they're still there. And our oscillator just started to open up a second wave. So you know what? Let's give it a shot. Nobody wins sitting on their butts, doing nothing. This is an opportunity, and we're going to take it. Take a look at our ATR. It's 1.7. 1.7, that gives us 34. Now, if it was a true reversal, I would have wanted to see the bulls not have strength, but because this is a continuation, I'm okay. I'm okay if it's not... If it's showing strength in both. So here we go. A little bit of drawdown in there. But there it happens. Okay, so that we got our first take profit at 3.4, and that is our 1.5%. Wait a second, is that right? Is that what our ATR is? Yep, that's our ATR. Okay, cool. And we move on. Now that might have stopped out here. So let's just go see. So we go from 13 to 8.5. So my trailing stop would have taken us out in that area. And that would have given me 13 minus 3.4, which would be 9.6. 9.6, that gives me a ATR of, so 2 would be 6.8, a 4.2% on this particular one. Now, that's like, let's just take a look at this here for a second. I would have started trading at 6:30 in the evening, my time, and that would have taken only 53 minutes. 53 minutes, and I don't even have a loss. And I have 3%, 6%, 10, 11, like 11% already. I've gained 11% in that hour. Like that's cool. So that's the strategy. That's what I use. I apologize. I know that I probably went on to way too long, 18 minutes. But the important thing about this video is I wasn't interested in trying to sell you on fancy cars and beautiful house and all that stuff. I live very humbly. I've got a very small office here, and I just figured out some things that really help get some profits quickly for people that want to get into trading and maybe a little bit scared. Maybe they got hit hard with some scalping in the past and they don't really know what to do. I use this strategy, what I'm showing you now, I use it in Forex on the 4-hour chart. And the purpose of this video is to invite you, if you would like, take these tools, take them like gold, take these, adjust them, practice with them. My intent here was to empower you so that you could go and start trading with a different strategy that works pretty well. If you'd like some live trading sessions where I'm actually on voice with charts, you can follow along, and I'll be implementing them fast. I'll be talking very little, but you'll be able to watch me and listen to me as I talk about what I'm doing. And if that's of benefit to you, like, I invite you to join. I look forward to meeting you. But that's the purpose. That's what this video is about. This video is to show you how to do it. And if you would like some live trading sessions, great, we can do that. But there we have it. Like, we did an hour randomly. I picked, what was this again? The 21st of September. And that worked really well. Now, that doesn't always work that well. I'm grateful that happened, but I was actually hoping to see some losses as a result of this strategy. And maybe we can just quickly see if there are some. You know what? Actually, this one here, is this a continuation? Nope, that's not a continuation. Here we go. Okay, so I would not have entered this because of the oscillator. So let's go see if we can find another one. What's this? Well, that's an entry. So let's just quickly throw that up there. Obviously, you guys, if the video is boring and you've seen enough, then go ahead and leave. I'm just trying to find some losses so that you can see what a loss looks like, because they happen. You guys, the losses happen. But that's part of what I'm trying to do here with this trading room, is to help people also learn the mindset behind losses, how to deal with them, how to think of them. Because if you just change the way that you look at things, you change the way things look. So we've got an entry here, and this is an ATR of, what is this ATR here? It's 1.4, so I'm going to take 28 ticks here, and we'll see where this takes us. Yeah, we took profit again on one of them, one trade. And it looks like we might be going into a consolidation at that point. But that would have been, we would have had our stop loss, our trailing stop loss on that take. Is that right? 4.6 down to 2.4. 4.6 down to 2.4. Yeah, it would have there. So there's another, I just have to write it down because I'm just addicted to writing it down. So that's another 1.5% there, and then we've got what's that? That would be 1.8 for an additional point. Let's go on. Let's see if we can find a loss here. So this is a crossing. Volatility is low, so I would not have entered the trade. You can see that cross line. I crossed the line, but my volatility is too low, so I wouldn't have entered. We've got a crossing of the green here, and I'm showing strength in the bears. Well, let's give it a shot, see what happens. Rules indicate that this is what we need to do. 1.2. This would be 2.4 ticks. And here we go. Let's see what happens. Well, we take profit on the first one, and the second one is definitely going to be healthy. Okay, so there we go. There's an instance where I'm actually going to close the trade out because I crossed the smooth moving average. Let's just see if that actually ends up being the case. With a 2.4, we went from 8.7 down to 6. Yeah, so my trailing stop actually would have stopped that first. Well, I'm not going to go on. You guys see the strategy. You can see how it works. I was hoping to see some losses so you can see how losses happen. And even another consolidation zone would have been good. Usually my losses occur as I'm entering a consolidation zone, and then I just wait until I exit that consolidation zone for another entry, and then continue on from there. But thanks again. If you want to join, great, awesome. I keep it priced as low as I possibly can. I just want to make sure that I get my costs covered for, the shopping cart and all that stuff, and for my time, because I like to trade by myself, but I recognize the importance of community, and I recognize being able to share with people what's working for me. So that's what the compensation is for, just my time to live trade with you guys, and cost of the cart and all that kind of stuff. The price is really low, you can see. And if you get the Lux Algo, give me the heads up before you buy, because I'll get you a coupon code. So just message me in Lux Algo, the Lux Algo Discord. You can find me easily there. I'm in the community. Send me a quick message and let me know that you got Lux Algo, and I will give you a coupon code so that you can get in on the trade room for a little bit of a discount. So thanks again so much. Have yourselves a great day, and happy trading. Talk to you later.